Well, today in Champions League action, we head into Italy, and as an old foe of these guys once said, Veni, Vidi, Genclerbirligi. Well, hello there everybody, merhaba arkadaşlar. Welcome back to the channel, tekrar hoş geldiniz, for another episode 64, I believe, of Breaking the Big Three. And today we've got a doubleheader of Champions League action against Inter Milan. After losing to Feyenoord last time out, we need to get a fix for our Champions League campaign, put an asterisk on the end of the points table, and I'm sure I'm going to think of some more asterisk-related puns later. Just the one game to update you on since we beat Altınordu at the tail end of the last episode. That was a 2-0 win over Konyaspor, away from home. Pretty straightforward stuff here. It was a rotation squad because it came just 3 days before today's match against Inter. So Murat Özkan, the young left winger, he got the first goal. Servet Şentürk got a second midway through the second half. Very pleased there that we were able to pick up the 3 points despite fielding a second string team. Once again, Bayern involved in the early kickoff in this group. As you can see there, they've beaten Feyenoord already 2-1, so that puts them on 6 points. We'll be hoping to get a similar result, an away win, to join them. Inter, of course, are the favourites as the home team, but we've got form. We have had meetings with Inter before. I'm just going to pull those up quickly. Yep, we did play Inter some 2 years ago in the Champions League group stage once again, and we managed that time to get a draw in Milan and a 2-0 win at home. So we'll be hoping for something similar. We'll take a draw, of course. In an away game, we'll always take a draw, but a win would just be that little bit sweeter. So we're going with a slightly more defensive formation than usual to reflect the fact that, you know, we were so easily picked apart. I mean, we weren't outplayed against Feyenoord, but we were picked apart on the counter quite easily. So we've gone slightly more defensive here. Tomasen maintains his place in goal. We've got Gökhan and Tarık in the centre of defence. Jakub and Alparslan in the full-back positions. Evren playing a slightly more withdrawn role than usual on the right side of midfield, with Oscar similarly on the left. Omer and Servet in the middle of the park. Mustafa Salam comes in as our shadow striker, and then we've got Laycock up front in the poacher role. We'll be looking for quick counters and for him to knock a few goals in for us. Of course, last season we had some success in away games in Europe with Pimenta in the shadow striker role, and he was getting the goals, but he's unfortunately injured today, so he doesn't even make the subs bench. Inter going with an interesting lineup. It's like a 4-3-3, but they've got this defensive midfielder in there. So we'll certainly be hoping for Oscar and Evren to get a bit of space on the flanks. But of course, we've got to watch out for these three guys up top. Into the dressing room, and we're going to tell the lads we're underdogs here. Let's go out there and cause an upset. That seems to have struck a chord with at least some of them. And we're going to follow that up with the usual. We've got faith. And most people got the green. Evren Şengül nodded in agreement. Laycock listened keenly. So come on, boys, transfer that into something on the pitch. So we're in our classic red and black. We're kind of like the AC Milan here. So we'll be looking for an AC Milan style performance, I guess. I'm thinking about when AC Milan used to be good. Anyway, got up to the first 10 minutes and nothing so far. Carrera, they've played. Obviously, he's starting the game, coming into it with a knock. But here we go. A chance for us, perhaps? Ooh, a bit of a mislaid ball. No, that was just played too far behind Servet, and Inter are on the break. We better hope we don't concede here. Come on, lads. Close them down. Oh, I thought we were going to get that. And no, okay, the header's just gone over. Okay, both teams looking a little bit cagey. Let's check out Carrera's injury. He's scheduled to return to full training in 3 days. So hopefully he's going to get knackered and be taken off before he does any damage. Anyway, it's Inter again, playing the long ball, and it's a penalty. Oh my God. We always seem to give a penalty away in a crucial European game. And of course, Pinamonti scores it, blasts that one low and hard into the bottom corner. Now we've left ourselves some work to do. Okay, we got a throw in here. I mean, up until that penalty, we were playing pretty well. We're keeping it tight, so I'm not going to hit the panic button as far as tactical changes go. I normally don't do that, but there we go. Laycock's giving it away on the edge of the area. Now Inter looking for a quick counter. Interesting, that's what we should be doing, surely. But anyway, Oscar's got the ball now. What's he going to do with it? He's running from deep, plays it into Mustafa Salam. Mustafa Salam back to Oscar. Come on, there's a man free in the middle. They send it into the middle, but too late. Never mind. Omer's got the ball. Evren. Laycock takes a bit of a hit and hope effort, perhaps, but, well, it was a decent enough chance. We've had 6 shots on target so far. We've had more possession. It's just that we've given away a penalty. But can we do something before half-time? Evren gets sadistically chopped down, and Fenerbahce is off. They've had a man sent off. Okay, this is something we've got to press home in the second half. It would be great if we could equalise before half-time, just to rub it in. Come on, Oscar. Get the cross in. Too close to the keeper. Looks like we're going to go in 1-0 down, but Inter are going to be a man down. So that gives us a lifeline. That gives us a bit of hope, as long as we don't concede here, of course. Hoping I haven't spoken too soon. Gabriel gets the cross in. Ooh, Pinamonti gets the header, but it's over the bar. Half-time then, we're a goal down, but we've got a chance here. We've got to encourage the team to do something, to take advantage of this. So I'm going to tell them, going to be a bit assertive. I want much better showing. Now, we've got them all fired up. I mean, Laycock's on a 6.4. Obviously, Jakob gave away the penalty, which always adversely affects the ratings in Football Manager. There's a few players on 6.5s here. We've got to take this game by the scruff of the neck early in the second half. So come on, Gencler. Come on, Heidi Gencler, as they say. Okay, it's Inter here coming forward with the first attack of the second half. Oh, dearie me, dearie me, dearie me. Just as my computer seems to be stuttering a bit, so is my defence. Oh, dear, that is not what we wanted. Especially as we're chasing the game. Oh, it's just one of those goals. There's not a lot you can do about that, really. Okay, we can't demand more because we just encouraged the team right before they conceded. Oh, dearie me, our European dreams are falling to pieces here. But come on, Servet's got the ball. Servet, back to Omer Korkmaz. Come on, Omer Korkmaz with the misplaced pass. That was terrible. That was terrible. Come on, close them down now. Get the ball back off him. Good stuff. Omer Korkmaz makes up for giving the ball away. Laycock's got it into Mustafa Salam. He's got runners on either side. Oscar. Yes, Mustafa Salam. 2-1. Come on the hour. We've got 30 minutes to get the equaliser here. We've got momentum on our side now. Come on, boys. Let's do it. Laycock did come deep there, but no problem because the wingers pushed forward. So that was great. Oscar, first time cross. Mustafa Salam with the header. I don't think I've seen him score many headers in his career so far. But it's a good time to start. Right, we've taken Laycock off. Bessie's coming on. I mean, Laycock's still down to 6.4. He was involved in the build-up to that goal, but he's just not being effective enough today. He's kind of disappeared in this match a bit, which is a shame. Then I'm going to make a couple of other changes. We're going to bring... Evren is playing well, but I'm going to bring him into the middle in place of Servet. And we're taking Servet off for Timothy Ceylan. Timothy Ceylan, he's got the pace. He is hopefully going to terrorise them down that right side of it. So get back out there, boys. We're also going to make some tactical changes as soon as we can. Okay, I did click on demand more, as you can see there. So tactically, I want these guys to push up. I want Timothy Ceylan up there as more of an advanced winger. Oscar too. We're going to have the option to bring Evren up front or alongside Mustafa Salam if needs be. We're going to put these guys onto the wing-back roles. Try and just get them playing a bit more aggressively. Oscar also we're going to put onto attack. Hopefully then, if we go to an attacking formation, we're kind of going to overwhelm them a bit. So we're going to stick with playing wide. We're going to go much more direct as well. Run at the defence and look for the overlap to use those wing backs in. Tell them to be a bit more expressive. And we're going to up that tempo as much as we can. Okay, hopefully that's going to help us push forward and get a goal. Although the clock's ticking by and there have been no highlights as of yet. We've got just over 15 minutes left. So here we go, Inter with the goal kick. Let's make this our ball, boys. There we go, we've got it. Timothy Ceylan now, running at the defence, cutting inside. Wayward pass, though. Wayward pass. The passing from us has been disappointing today. Now, Pinamonti's got behind the defence. Luckily, he snatched at his shot a bit and it's gone over. Doesn't bode well as we enter the final 10 minutes. And now Omer Korkmaz is going to have to come off. All right, then. So who do we bring on? I'm going to have to bring on Selim Shahin. He's the best like-for-like replacement out of the people available. Although we are going to change things up a bit. We're going to make him a box-to-box midfielder. Evren, we're into the final 10, so I'm saying we start to overwhelm these boys. Evren can play up front, so that's something for us to consider. Let's bring Besse out here a bit. So Evren, what's the best role going to be for him? We'll get him in there as a complete forward on attack. Mustafa Salam, we'll stick him on to... Yeah, we'll keep him there as a shadow striker. Move Selim into the middle a bit. Push these guys up into a proper wing-back position. I know we're taking a lot of risks here, but if we're going to lose 2-1, we're going to lose 3-1. Doesn't make a huge amount of difference at this stage, I feel. Let's just go for the jugular with this. Come on, boys. When we get to the final 5 minutes, we'll switch to overload if needs be as well. Again, a wayward pass, though. Again, nobody picks out the ball out to the flank. And a long ball from Inter, but good last-ditch defending saves the day for us there. And again, a wayward ball up the flank. That's something we've definitely got to look into. Gökhan again, though, going in hard on the Inter striker there. Pinamonti, I think his name is. I've probably pronounced that 5 different times in the course of this episode. But here we go. Evren! Oh, yes. It's not being disallowed. Fantastic stuff. The gamble paid off. We've got the goal back. Now the question is, do we settle for 2-2 or do we push forward for the second goal? I tell you what, though, as we look at that again, Evren, beautiful play there. I am going to make some tactical change. I'm just going to drop these guys back. And put them onto a normal fullback position. I don't want to overstretch us. We'll go for fullbacks on support. I'm going to switch to a 4-4-2 here. So Mustafa Salam is dropping back a little bit. He's going to take on a deep line playmaker role. Oscar, he can drop back as he was before. Okay, Evren can stay where he is, seeing as he's just done a nice job for us there. All right, we're going to stick with the direct passing because that seemed to be working. We're still going to run at the defence because I think they must be getting tired by now. That's, I'm trying to balance it out. Do we go, like I said, do we go for the win? Do we play out for the draw? It looks like we're heading towards the draw. There's not much time left on the clock. I think this is going to be the final highlight. It is. Okay, 2-2. We said before that we'd take a draw. Little bit disappointing that, they played the entire second half with 10 men and we were unable to capitalise in terms of turning it into a victory. But at least we showed the fight to get back into it. That is an encouraging sign, so we'll take that. It was disappointing that we conceded that second goal when we did, in the situation, in the circumstances that we did. But okay, that puts us into second place in the group. So, Korkmaz now out for 3 weeks with a concussion. Sounds nasty. We've still got a couple of weeks before we get Pimenta back as well. Okay, so what we're going to do now, I'm going to play these 2 league games, Karabükspor and Akhisarspor. We're going to go ahead to the return match with Inter, where hopefully we're going to get the 3 points this time. So welcome back, everybody. Tekrar hoş geldiniz. Here we go with our second match against Inter. Before we do that, though, a couple of things to bring you up to speed with. Those 2 league games that we played, straightforward enough, got the wins. Karabükspor 2-0 win at home. And Akhisarspor 1-0 win away. It took a penalty. It doesn't say penalty here. That's because Savic had his first shot saved, but then he scored off the rebound very late. We did dominate the game, but just because we were fielding that second string team, this time we didn't have a wonderful performance. It was a bit more scrappy, but we got the win in the end. It was the classic kind of play badly, but still win scenario that all those good teams pull out. And now we've got our second game against Inter. I did not show you the table after the last game, so we'll do that now. It's up here above the camera window. So as you can see at the moment, Bayern are out in first place with 6 points. That one defeat, of course, coming against us. We are tied with Inter on 4 points, but goal difference is keeping us ahead of them at the moment. And Feyenoord, 3 points, which they managed to get from a fluke win over us. So we're home against Inter today. We're looking to win this one. We're playing in the early kickoff. Bayern and Feyenoord are going to play later on in the evening. So we get a chance to go top, at least temporarily. We are the favourites. No, Inter are the favourites this time. Okay, interesting. But it's a pretty close thing, I'd guess, going on the odds. We're certainly in better form, so we'll be looking to drive that home. This is how we're lining up today. So Tomasin in goal, Tariq and Gökhan in the centre of defence. Hussein coming in for Jakub Duman, whose yellow card in the last game resulted in a suspension. Alpaslan comes back in at left back. Selim, Van de Gen and Servet in the centre of the park. Omer Korkmaz is now recovered, but only just, I literally got the notification just before hitting the record button here. Same thing for Pimenta. They've both just come back, so I'm going to leave them out of the squad today. Evren and Oscar on the wings. I'm going with Besse up front. He hasn't been in great form this season, but he's been in better recent form than Laycock. He has actually scored recently. Laycock seems to have had a good, promising early start, and now he's hit a bit of a muddy patch. Oh, Inter going with a 4-2-3-1 this time. Interestingly, a defence full of regens, but they've stuck with older faces going further up front. We'll see how this works out. So we've got to tell the team to prove a point. I think that would be good. Yeah, just show me what you can do to keep the run going. That's what we're going with today. We're going to... Whoa. We don't want to do that. We're going to tell these boys that we've got the faith. Omer Korkmaz. See, this is sometimes, this thing comes up about complaining about training methods. I do not recall at all seeing a news item where Omer Korkmaz was complaining about training. It's just the media making it up, I think. As usual, whoever that player is, anybody would miss a player of his ability. Inter kick off. Hopefully, they're not going to get too much more of the ball than that. Neither side has had a shot yet. 15 minutes in, but looks like something is coming now. Inter are coming forward. Now, are they going to conclude this attack, or are we going to get a quick counter in? Okay, Oscar headed it away, but only as far as Emmers. Correa's coming forward again. Anderson's got behind the defence. Gabriel has thankfully headed over. So first half chance of the game, we could say there for Inter. Hopefully, we're going to seize the initiative soon. Still, we haven't had any shots here. We're kind of lacking a bit of penetration. Oscar looking nervous for some reason. We'll encourage the team a bit here. We'll encourage them to push forward a bit more, do something. Here we go. Evren gets the free kick. Servet, Tariq, oh, and Gökhan. Gökhan scores. Gökhan gives us the lead. He always comes up big in these kind of games, does Gökhan. And that puts us top of the group for now. Oh, I thought there the chance was going to miss us. Tariq. Oh, it was off the post, I think. And then Gökhan from an impossibly tight angle, showing a depth of touch unusual for a centre-back in front of goal. Oh, are we going to make it 2 before half-time? Alpaslan, it comes to Hussein. Hussein thunders one against the post. Oscar's rebound shot is blocked, but Inter were given a free kick anyway. Wow. Okay, that was a good bit of play there. 1-0 at half-time, though. Well, we'll take that. It was a slow start from us, but we certainly came into it in the latter stages of that first half. So we've got to tell the team, I'm going to tell them guard against complacency. Oh, why are these guys looking stressed? Okay, get out there for the second half. That little storm in the teacup is solved. Let's see if we can extend our lead here. We certainly don't want to be letting Inter back into this game. Evren, don't know what he was doing there, but okay, that was the opening highlight. Let's see what goes on from here. Okay, 2/3 of the way through the game now, and it looks like a quick break for us. Oscar's got it out wide. He's going to whip the cross into Besse. Oh, and it's off the bar again. How many times against the woodwork in this match? I noticed Inter just before that switched to the same formation they used in the first leg, so I'm wondering what that's about. Anyway, 15 minutes to go, and it's time to make a substitution or two. Evren Şengül, surprisingly, isn't playing well, so we're going to bring Fatih Türk on. And also Servet, he's running himself into the ground a bit, so Mustafa Salam comes on in place of him. And that's all we're going to do for now. It's not a good thing at this point to see that my goalkeeper's looking nervous. Anyway, we might look into tactical changes in the final 5 minutes, something like that. We'll see what happens. Inter, I mean, it's been pretty even in the second half. Here we go. Tomasin launches one forward. Is Besse going to get on the end of it? No. But, okay, we've picked it up now. Back to the keeper. Just take your time, keeper. Don't panic. Don't worry about it. Out towards Besse again. But this time, Fatih picks up the ball. makes a little run down the wing, gets his cross into Besset, and there we go. Besset glances the header in, and that has got to be the game. That has got to be the game now. 2-0 up. We've got, we're going to have 6 minutes to go, plus stoppages by the time the game kicks off again. Lovely run by Fati. Besset timed his run to perfection. Just glanced that header into the far post. Lovely stuff. Time-wasting substitution coming up then. I'm going to take Van de Gen off because he's pretty tired. We're going to put on Ibrahim Soumer, more of a defensively minded player. We'll just swap him over with Selim Shahin, so they're both in more natural positions. And we're just going to run down the clock here. I don't see Inter coming back into this. They might get a goal here, but it's not going to get them a point, is it? There we go. It's all over. We've got the 2-0 win. So I've got to be happy with that. A draw and a win in the doubleheader with Inter. That puts us into a strong position going into the final 2 games. So very pleased with your performance, boys. Let's leave the match, and I'm just going to fast forward a little bit to after the second game, after Bayern and Feyenoord have played, and see if that works in our favour or not. So there we see Bayern quite convincingly won their game, 4-0 rout of Feyenoord. So let's see what that means for the groups at this point. So bringing up the big table here. There's a little bit of a gap opened up now then. So Bayern are out there in front, having won 3 on the bounce after that opening defeat. And we are behind them in second place. Inter and Feyenoord have fallen back, and with that negative goal difference counting against them as well. So the next round of matches, we are away to Bayern. Inter obviously hosting Feyenoord. So we have to be careful there, because if we lose away to Bayern and Inter win, then, well, we will be ahead of Inter on head-to-head, so that would mean we'll have to get something from the final game. So I think that settles it. For the next episode, we are going to feature those 2 games. They're a little bit spaced apart because we've got the Turkish Cup in there as well, but the next episode, focusing on the Champions League again, it's going to be Bayern away, Feyenoord at home. Hopefully we're going to secure our place in the knockout rounds, and hopefully you're going to join me for that. So if you have enjoyed today's video, please hit that like button. You can hit the dislike button if you didn't. You know, interaction is good whichever way it comes. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Leave me a comment as well. I always appreciate interacting with my audience and getting feedback from you guys. I'm Dodgy Gamer. See you again soon.